All right, we're back with our college basketball and NBA recap show. Back with Connor again. Connor, how are you, dude?
Doing pretty good. Fresh off working some one camera UNC men's soccer. Went to PK, stood out there for 3 hours.
Oh, it was men's, not women's?
Yeah, it was men's first round of the tournament. We beat Loyola Maryland. Go Heels.
So that's what this whole podcast is about. We're doing 3 hours on a recap of that.
We're going to break down the formation change for no,
So they went to a 3-4-3 at the end. All right. No, let's talk college basketball first. Let's talk about your Tar Heels,
Yeah, College of Charleston, a little scared, not going to lie. True road test. I mean, a lot of blue bloods don't really take those games, but, they were talking about the deal. It was 2 games at Carolina and then 1 in the middle at College of Charleston. So it was a tough test, but I really think we needed it as a team. I was a little scared because they weren't really missing and crowd was into it, but
yeah, I only caught the first half. First half was one of the best college basketball games I've seen in a long time.
It was back and forth, push the pace. We're honestly running down each other's throats, which is kind of what was expected.
Yeah, no, I only saw the first half, and then I watched my sweet Cougs destroy Oregon.
Oh yeah, that was a barn burner.
81-49.
Jeez, but yeah, just about the Heels though. I mean, a little scary. We would not have won that game if Armando Bacot was not on the team. He was by far and away our best player in that game. Caleb Love played pretty well, but we just couldn't guard anybody. They were hitting tough shots.
Well, was that the same story against Brown?
It was. They were just hitting tough shots, though. Like, I don't know if our defense is that lackluster or if teams just show up to play against us. If they just get that fired up to play against us. Because I know College of Charleston's had this game circled on their calendar for the last 3 years since it got scheduled.
Yeah. So I mean, they literally showed that banner during, I think it was halftime or like end of the first half, where they're like, back in 2011 when College of Charleston opened this building and beat Carolina.
Oh, yeah. That was the year we went to the NIT with like Larry Drew and the Ware twins. So take that for what it's worth. That was interesting for sure. Caleb Love looked pretty good, though. 22-7-6.
Purdue's going to win by 20.
I'm a little nervous about that. I don't know about
Purdue is good.
I don't know about the consistency.
Purdue might be the second or third best team in the country.
You think?
They're good.
Are they better than Duke?
Oh yeah. Oh
God.
Duke. I think Duke's 5 or 6.
Okay, that's fair.
It's Gonzaga, UCLA, Purdue.
Gonzaga. I've watched a little bit of Gonzaga this year. Chet hadn't really done anything crazy, but he hadn't had to. Drew Timme looks like the real deal. Yes, I watched most of that game. Yeah, Drew Timme looks like the real deal.
They look good.
Texas looks.
Texas is going to struggle. They're going to be a team that was ranked way too high just because of Texas, Chris Beard coming there.
Yeah.
Texas is going to be like ranked 21 all year. They're going to get a couple big wins. They're going to beat Kansas. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
Book it right now. Kansas is losing to Texas.
Book it with Carter.
Book it with Carter, I guess. Yeah. Let's talk about Duke a little bit. Big headline came out right before the Gardner-Webb game on Tuesday morning. Apparently Paulo Banchero, Coach K's grandson, Michael Savarino, got busted for a DWI.
I'm surprised there wasn't any indefinite suspensions, but Paulo
there was an indefinite suspension.
Oh, was it his grandson?
So Savarino got an indefinite suspension. Banchero got nothing.
Slap on the wrist. Arrested.
On the wrist. Yeah.
Arrested.
He didn't get arrested.
Nah,
released at the scene. Yeah, but that headline was so misleading by Bleacher Report.
It was, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get clicks, but it's
this kid's 19, 18,
yeah,
19,
he's not.
Dude. Come on,
and he's not the one. He wasn't really the one at fault.
Yeah, if they were going after Coach K's grandson, by all means, go for it. Or if Banchero was the one driving and it was his fault, fine, go after. That's fine. He made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
But that was so misleading. I woke up Mountain Time at 7 a.m. I see that on my phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, the world's ending.
I remember you texting me if Banchero's out, Duke's season is toast or something like that.
They're toasted without him.
Oh man.
But they would have still covered against Gardner-Webb if he was.
Yeah. I'm actually doing the Lafayette game tomorrow while we're doing the video board. Let's tune in.
Hey, there we go.
I know.
But yeah, no, Duke looks good. Besides the off the court stuff, they look good
coming in. I didn't think I did a little bit of research on Duke. I didn't know too much about their freshman class. I did not think Trevor Keels would be.
Yeah, no, he's legit. And people were freaking out about the Mark Williams thing. Mark Williams didn't play much of the who did they play? Campbell.
Oh yeah.
He didn't play much of the Campbell game. It was just a bad matchup. I just think it was an off game for him. It wasn't much. He came back in, dominated Gardner Webb. He'll be fine. People were overreacting.
Yeah.
It's Mark Williams over Theo John.
Yeah, people tend to overreact over small sample size, but not overreacting. Will NC State finish bottom 3 in the ACC?
Yeah, let's move on to that. Also, Duke is fine. Duke's going to be great. Duke Gonzaga next Friday, game of the year. Put it on your calendar right now. Game of the year.
Where is that at?
Las Vegas, 10:30 Eastern time.
That'll be exciting.
NC State, brutal for them. Manny Bates is gone.
That hurt.
They actually put up a fight against Oklahoma State. I was surprised. They were losing at halftime to Central Connecticut State, probably the 370th ranked team in college basketball. Their spreads, they are consistently, if they're playing any Power 5 team, they're plus 30.
The team State almost was losing to? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
what about
if Kevin Keats can pull something? If Kevin Keats finishes top 9 in the ACC, give him an extension because that team is.
I don't see where the production is coming from.
They have some good freshmen. Cam Haynes, Seymour, is that his name? I don't know if I could pronounce it right. I had the game on. I had both their games on mute last time I watched. So.
Isn't one of their pretty good players like Terquavion Smith or something like that? Am I saying that right?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
No, but I would really be shocked if they weren't playing on Tuesday of the ACC tournament, also known as the Wake Forest Invitational.
I wouldn't be shocked either. And our friends will be there with $5 tickets in the 6th row
and paying more for a souvenir cup.
Your souvenir Coke costs more than the NC State Tuesday game.
NC State Miami. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, they don't look good.
Yeah.
Like going back to Gonzaga, UCLA look awesome.
Gonzaga, I thought coming in Gonzaga would be the team to beat. You weren't very high on them, but I was like,
Yeah, no, I was wrong. I just didn't think their guard play was going to be as good as it is. Nimhard looks legit. He's a great replacement for Suggs.
I agree. Speaking of Suggs, do you want to transition into the NBA real quick?
Just one last thing on college basketball.
Okay.
UIU to the Final Four is not looking bad.
Okay,
not
all right, let's
bad
call
at all.
It's early.
Not
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Three solid wins. 3 solid wins to start this season. Let's move on to the NBA. Hornets are back. You went to the Hornets Warriors game. Even we saw videos from Hornets Wizards last night. The Spectrum Center used to be a ghost town, especially the upper level. You could literally have 10 homeless people sleeping in your row and you wouldn't notice.
Dude, when I went to the Warriors game, it was packed. Which, the Warriors' best record in the league, so, it's not insane. But even the upper level, though, I got there, sat down 45 minutes before tip-off. It was packed. Upper level was already packed. It's honestly
you can hear it on TV.
Yeah. And, Crown Club's just doing his part, owning Charlotte, recruiting all those fans there. Ready for the ATL takeover.
Salute.
Yeah, we salute you. It was great to see. We beat the number 1 team in the Western Conference, then the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference back-to-back games.
Yeah, the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference is bullcrap, though. The
Wizards are frauds.
Before we go more into the Hornets, Bill Simmons came out on his podcast and said, I really think the Wizards might be a top 6 non-play-in team this year. They're going to crumble. They're going to crumble into 10-11.
They're going to cascade down in the next couple of weeks because Bradley Beal has still not got it going, and somehow they're at the top of the conference.
Yeah, no chance. No chance. That team is not built to win more than 40 games.
Dinwiddie laid a goose egg against us.
Yeah.
So, he's a little inconsistent. Montrezl Harrell's playing pretty well. Did you hear them chanting MVP at him the other night?
No, I didn't.
They were in Washington. They were chanting MVP, Montrezl Harrell, and they asked him about it, and he was like, oh, well, I just, I don't want to miss it when they're chanting that. I'm like, what?
Bobby Portis got the same thing in Milwaukee during the finals.
That's true. Yeah, they're frauds, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would place a large amount of money if I could on the Wizards not making being in the play-in or out of the playoffs. There's no way they make the automatic playoffs.
Yeah, they'll be a non-seed. I can see them being a non-seed and losing in the playing game.
Yeah, without a doubt. But back to the Hornets. LaMelo looks good. It's firing on all cylinders.
What do you think about Gordon Hayward not closing games the last couple of times? I know he was dealing with that soreness that he was questionable for, but
I don't know. This is weird because
a lot of Oubre, Cody Martin.
We kind of go in these like phases where Borrego just likes to try stuff out at the end of games, doesn't have the consistent thing, because we had Ish Smith closing games for us to start the year.
That is true, and now he's out of the rotation.
Exactly. We need to sit here and say something. Cody Martin's better than we thought.
Dude, I can't hate on him. We've hated on him in years past.
It's because they're not fully Martinized.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like when him and his brother were both playing at the same time, you're just like, oh my God, this is a waste of a roster spot. But he is going off this year.
Yeah, no, he is good.
McDaniels hasn't played bad the last couple of games. No, I'm not on the McDaniels hype train, but he hasn't played bad.
No, I'm definitely not on the McDaniels hype train, but yeah, can't complain. He hasn't played bad. Oubre just can't take as many shots. When the second Oubre's off and he just keeps chucking and chucking, that's just painful.
Oh, speaking of him, though, did you see that bullshit ejection against the Warriors?
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I just thought that was insane. The refs were getting their feelings. He didn't even do anything.
That was a weird game. That was a weird game for the Warriors, too, because they didn't play Warriors basketball in that game. I guess Charlotte prevented that, so credit to Charlotte, but they were not moving the ball like they normally do. There wasn't like those beautiful back cuts. It was kind of a lot of ISO ball, actually.
Curry got put in a box by Cody Martin at the end of the game.
He was in Cody Martin jail.
Yeah, he got Martinized.
He got Martinized, without a doubt. Shout out Wolfpack.
Nevada.
Yeah, but back to the Warriors. They're still the best team in the NBA.
I think so, too. And especially with Klay supposed to be back in almost a little over a month now. I think if he comes back anywhere near what he was, it'll take him some time to get acclimated. I don't know how you stop them, honestly, the way they're playing right now. Jonathan Kuminga played, 15 minutes against us? He looked insanely good. Small sample size, but, like, he's going to be in the rotation. He'll find his way back. Like, they have depth. They have crazy depth and good defense.
Their only team that can beat them is the Warriors, or not the Warriors. The only team that can beat the Warriors is the Lakers. Because I think if the Lakers play Anthony Davis at the 5 and play their game, and none of this like fake injury load management stuff, because we're obviously not seeing the real Lakers right now.
Oh yeah, but Lake Crypto is going to be back tomorrow night probably. So
LaCrypto.com.
Yeah. But no, I agree. Westbrook, though, like, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like every game.
Off. He's going to go, just wait till January. Everybody's like kind of tuned off the NBA a little bit. It's like NFL playoffs. It's kind of the dead part of the NBA. And you're going to realize like a week later, you're like, Russell Westbrook had 3 consecutive triple doubles.
I mean, maybe you're probably right. But the thing is, they brought him in with like one of his sole responsibilities being to win games with LeBron out or like resting or whatever. And they haven't done that so far.
No, it'll take time. I'm still not worried about the Lakers, but I don't think they win the title. I really do think the Warriors win the title.
If they stay healthy and keep up this defensive consistency, I could see it. Like, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
that wouldn't shock me.
They play the perfect brand of basketball. Back to the Lakers. Like, what more do you have to say about them?
They look kind of gross right now. The game against the Bucks the other night, like, those are 2 supposedly top tier teams. They're both sitting at 500 right now. I just don't enjoy watching the Bucks play basketball. Honestly, Giannis had almost 50 though. I got to give him
shout out Grayson Allen.
He fits right into that. I don't enjoy watching them play basketball. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a gross game.
Yeah, no, they're just gross.
Real quick though, just want to give a shout out to Bo Estes real quick. Cole Anthony for All-Star game this year. He's averaging 27 and 7 or something like that.
Can you make the All-Star team when you're like last in the NBA? What's their record?
That's what I'm thinking. I think they're like 4-11 or something like that. They're bottom of the conference almost. They've got a couple good wins, but like they just, I don't know. It's the Magic at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, it's the Magic. They're gonna win those like random games. They beat the Knicks by 4 or 6 the other night.
Yeah, bing bong.
I
mean, yeah, so I don't know.
But yeah, honestly, Hornets are looking good. The Heat are good.
The Heat are good.
We need to talk about this. The Jazz are getting way too high of spreads right now. The Jazz are consistently like 9 to 10 points, even against good teams. They were a 10-point favorite against the Miami Heat.
Were they really 10? Well, didn't Jimmy Butler not play that game, or did he?
I don't care who it is. They were 10.5 points. I went to the Pacers Jazz game. Pacers were 10.5 point dogs.
They won
by 15.
Yeah. Well, you got fucking Donovan Mitchell, who's going, 4 for 23 every game. And I've never been a believer in the Jazz, ever.
Also, Joe Ingles looks washed.
Yeah, I mean, it's Joe Ingles. So, like,
it's Joe Ingles, so, like, whatever. I mean,
has he ever looked not washed?
Yeah, but I'm not a believer in Joe Ingles this year. I'm not a Joe Ingles fan either.
I mean, and then you got Jordan Clarkson pipe bomb off the bench, either going for 40 or he's shooting 2 for 20. Like, there's literally no in between.
Yeah, let me look at the standings right now. Hornets are 5th right now.
Yeah, nice. I saw that.
The Bulls are good.
They are good. And Caruso's pointing out of his mind. But also
that Lonzo Caruso little Kobe White's getting squeezed out as
I was about to say. He just made his debut.
Is Alex Caruso Rico Bosco? People are asking.
Is who?
Is Alex Caruso Rico Bosco squeezing people out?
Is that what the scales are asking? No, Kobe White needs to get the hell out of there. He's not going to find any rotational minutes this year. He's not going to be able to play long enough to get in a rhythm. He only played 10 minutes the last 2 games. I mean, I know he's just working his way back in, but he's got like Ayo Dosunmu from Illinois above him as well in the rotation right now. Like there's just too many mouths there, and he's a scoring guard. He's just not getting what he needs there.
Yeah, and then another thing is Paul George going to win MVP?
No, because I mean he's putting up great numbers, but the Clippers are not going to be anywhere near the top of the conference.
They're 5th right now. Obviously, it's only 14 games in, but if they're in the top 6, he's MVP.
I cannot. I was talking to Chip about the other night. I can't not give it to Curry, at least right now. The way he's got been playing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wrote off the Warriors before the year started. I mean, not saying they wrote them off like, oh, they're going to suck, but nobody had them being this good.
Yeah, but Paul George is
he is tearing it up.
He's tearing it up. He'll get MVP votes, but yeah, it's got to go to Curry. I mean,
I think it does too.
I mean, I think Curry was in the conversation last year for it, even though he finished in the play-in.
Yeah, I agree. What a playing game, Lakers Warriors. Wow.
Yeah, might see La Crypto in that one too.
We had our flat screen TV hooked up at the Mormon church playing basketball, watching that one.
Yep, sure was. Zion's back to one-on-one contact drills, whatever that means.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
You think he'll make his debut this year?
Pelicans title, Pelicans 2-14 right now.
I've watched like half of a game of theirs. It's burned my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Hornets for not paying Devontae Graham.
I think that was a good decision because honestly, I like Ish Smith.
I don't think Devontae Graham's bad, but a backup point guard is just not worth.
No. And the thing is, we got Ish Smith for the minimum, and then we don't even play him really. We play Terry Rozier at the backup point with the second unit a lot. I think that's perfect. It's not worth paying Devontae Graham that much money. I would easily rather have Kelly Oubre over Devontae Graham because it was one or the other when they decided to pay people. And I'd easily have Oubre over him.
Yeah, and then another thing, Timberwolves were projected 37.5 wins this year. No.
Oh, no. They might get like 25. They were looked as like outside contenders to make the play-in tournament, weren't they? Like people were having them in like the top 8.
I didn't tell you this before, but I was thinking about this earlier today. Cat and Ben Simmons are going to be involved in a 3-way trade, aren't they?
That would not surprise me in the slightest. But the thing is, a 3-way trade, I feel like the Timberwolves come out with neither of them. Like they'll trade Towns away, and then Simmons will go somewhere else.
I feel like Simmons might go. I wouldn't be surprised if Simmons ended up in Minnesota, and they try and I think D'Angelo Russell's days are numbered in Minnesota.
He's just kind of irrelevant now. Like he was supposed to be like the guy or one of the guys. I mean, he's okay. Did you see that report where the Sixers were like, yeah, there's about 30 players that would fit the bill for like a Ben Simmons trade or something like that. I'd love to see their list of 30 players. I would love to see that.
Well, they'd probably just looked at the NBA's top 30 and like Anthony Davis would be a good trade.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'd take Kevin Durant.
I don't know. Maybe.
Kyrie? Ben Simmons for Kyrie?
Who says no?
I was going to say, I don't think the Nets say no. Not at this point.
I think the Nets have to say yes. The Nets need Kyrie back.
They do because it's literally, I thought they were like so deep and everything. It's turned into Kevin Durant, please save us over half the games this year.
And the foul thing has ruined Harden and Trae Young.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that like, obviously they were manipulating the game and like, I think the rule change overall will be a good thing, but Harden gets no calls no matter what. Because he was the poster boy, like over the offseason, they were training the rest and they were showing them all these examples. 90% of them were Harden and Trae Young. And so, the rest were like, oh, if they're doing it, it must be illegal. Like, this is what we were trained on. So he kind of gets screwed sometimes.
Hey, nothing better than overcorrection by refs.
Honestly, that's exactly what it
Teddy
is.
Valentine, I'm talking to you, buddy.
TV Ted, you're out
Ted.
there? Yeah.
I'm glad he's back on our screens. Also, back to college basketball real quick. I know we're kind of jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
I've been watching an absurd amount of college basketball.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of wide open layups these dudes miss is insane.
Really?
These dudes are missing so many wide open layups. It'll be like, yeah, he's a 35% 3-point shooter. Wide open. Clank.
Well, when you're gambling on New Mexico State and Davidson at noon on a Thursday, you might see that.
Was not gambling. It was picking.
Oh, I understand. I'm sorry.
It was a pick and pull.
Picking with Carter.
Yeah, anything else with the NBA, though?
Nothing crazy. Honestly, just a little cliche here. I'm just glad it's back and like kind of normal.
It's real. It's not this like 25%, no crowds.
Yeah. Like I've had a lot of fun going to these Hornets games.
Did you have to wear a mask at the Hornets?
Yes, we did. But once we sat down, we didn't really care. But
okay.
you're supposed to wear it at all times while you're not eating or drinking or whatever. But yeah, it was all right. The majority of people in those stands did not have a mask on when they were sitting down.
Yeah, I mean, if you're eating and drinking, like, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Why are the Thunder winning basketball games?
Dude, because Lou Dort is snapping the torture chamber.
Josh Giddey, no Kizzy.
Dude, TikTok king. No, dude, I don't know. They won't. I don't think they'll finish anywhere near the play-in tournament. Maybe like 13.
They're finishing 26 and I can't do math. 56.
Yeah. That wouldn't shock me either. But dude, Shot's pretty good
though. Yeah. All right. Last thing, then we'll close up. Do the Blazers look at trading Damian Lillard? Because they're in a weird spot right now. They've been in purgatory for the last however long Damian Lillard has been on this team.
I feel like they haven't gone anywhere. Like they're consistently like, yeah, they're a threat in the playoffs, but they're not going past the first round. Or past the second round.
3 through 7, you can just place them.
Yeah. And they maybe will win the first round series, but they're not going past that.
And then it's Dame time.
Yeah, it's a bad shot. No, but like
it was a bad shot.
But the thing
it was like a 50-footer fading away.
With the Blazers, they haven't done anything to really help themselves. Like they signed a couple like mid-tier free agents like Larry Nance, our sweet Cody Zeller, but like they haven't done anything really to shake their roster up enough to make him want to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's a weird part of me that's like, is Damian Lillard like? Part of me is like, okay, is he scared to switch teams and go try and win a championship? Because if he switches teams and doesn't win that title, he gets roasted.
That's the thing. Like if
he's kind of protected if he stays in Portland his whole career, and people are like, "Oh man, if he would have gotten that one, but he stayed, bro."
I think
that improves his legacy.
I think eventually he might ask out. Like,
I don't know, but I think with the legacy part of it, it's kind of tough.
Maybe.
Just think about if Kemba Walker never leaves Charlotte.
Well, he would never win a championship. He probably never will anyways.
Never win a playoff series.
Shout out purple shirt guy. But I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think eventually enough will be enough. Like I think Lillard wants to win bad enough where he would take that risk and be like, I want to go somewhere else. Like if they're not doing anything around him.
Yeah, and like just McCollum's just not quite there to be the second guy.
Something's just not working with their roster construction. I don't know what it is.
The thing is, it's never worked that well.
They put up good numbers, but they just don't consistently win. Like Nurkic is very hot or cold.
Covington's and Lillard clearly did not want Chauncey Billups there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they hired Chauncey Billups. It's like I think it's the same thing. Like they're going to be mediocre once again. They're going to be a 6 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think eventually enough will be enough, and like, he'll either ask out or they're going to have to make a big move to make him want to stay.
But all right, that's all we got. Connor, anything else?
I think that's it. Just keep your eyes peeled for this Hornets win streak coming up.
Nice. Make sure to check out the YouTube page, CarterCast YouTube page. Go like and subscribe to the videos. Go follow us on TikTok at CarterCast, and then follow Connor and I on Twitter at CarterV8 and at Connor_Sparrow. Connor, we'll talk next week, man.
It's been a pleasure.